that I had purchased. Now, I guess if I'd known they were going to do a VIP night on the third night, maybe I would have considered it, but that kind of email activity to try and cross-sell me later on, not sure about it. I wanted to contrast that with my recent experience with the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra, who the Opera House brought over for an exclusive engagement in Sydney 2 years ago. Now, we just did a little bit of silly buggers with our reserve labelling. We invented a new platinum ticket reserve, and we did it very carefully. We literally sat down with seating maps and worked out where the best experiences were going to be. We were a little worried that we were going to get a massive pushback from people because the tickets were expensive. But we positioned it differently in marketing and made sure that we targeted customers who had exhibited behaviour where that seemed to show that money was not an issue, constantly buying the best tickets, regularly coming for elite experiences. Produced a piece of direct marketing that was in line with that. It was not your simple letter into an envelope. It was a pretty deluxe brochure, and frankly was designed to make them feel that they were getting at the front of the queue ahead of others like them. Massive result, sold really well. My understanding is ticketing only got a few complaints from regular classical music attendees who were used to getting seats at a much less price. Immensely successful, was able to fund other educational activities. Like we were able to send members of the Berlin Phil up to Gosford to do masterclasses with students. Lastly, my own experience with the Blues and Roots Festival last year. I happened to be in Perth and I went along to that. First of all, I got an email trying to sell me VIP tickets, then another email, they're all gone. Later, there was more inventory created. They widened the area and tried to sell me that VIP experience. But actually, when I didn't do it, I just went along as a standard punter and was absolutely amazed on the day to see that they actually set up the VIP area way back, way behind where all of the standard punters were going to see. Now, that made absolutely no sense to me. Sure, they had a slight kind of raise, but they were physically further away. And again, I'm just emphasising that doing something just because it makes sense for your organisation or that's the lay of the land, that's what you have to work with, isn't necessarily an experience that a customer is going to value. I wanted to talk about new tiers of engagement that I'm seeing coming into the marketplace that might have an application to what you guys do too. The Sydney Opera House's membership program, Insiders, is doing really well. That's for a little over $100, you get an annual, you're basically getting first in the queue. You do get some added experiential stuff, which I really like. Surprise and delight moments, where you're actually invited to come along to concerts that aren't dogs, they're not just concerts that aren't selling, or you're invited to special functions. I really like the Australian Ballet's Super Subscribers program.